Wesley Snipes as Blade, Channing Tatum as Gambit, in a kind of Deadpool universe within the MCU. It's actually being talked about. Welcome to Sidetrack Daily, your daily dose of Sidetrack TV, movie, news and rumour. Bit of a mouthful, that opening. I might have to try and figure out a better one. But, more importantly, what we're hearing here at Sidetrack is that Ryan Reynolds, since well before Wolverine Deadpool came out, has been pitching ideas to Kevin Feige over at the MCU to try and create more of a universe around the Deadpool character. He brought in Wesley Snipes as Blade in the hope that it would be successful, and it went down well. And Channing Tatum as the Gambit, a character that he would actually love to do and has been sort of like circling around for a few years. Channing Tatum, to be honest, has been trying to do a superhero movie for a while. He was really up for doing that John Carter movie that bombed massively, but apparently he was desperate to do it, and it's the type of movie he'd like to do. He'd like to do something, though, that's also a little bit tongue-in-cheek, which I think this would fit that remit very well. So what is Ryan Reynolds actually suggesting? Now, we all know Ryan Reynolds is quite ambitious, but it does seem, from the rumours that we're hearing, and we're having to add two and two here a little bit. We're trying to fill in the gaps a little bit because we're only hearing snippets. But it seems that what he seems to be trying to think of is sort of like a MCU universe within a universe that would sort of be a Deadpool-verse. That we'd see more Deadpool movies, clearly. But we'd also see potentially a Blade movie and a Gambit movie and maybe other characters as well that would stay with that sort of format. So they would be comedies. They would sort of poke fun at the rest of the MCU. They would break down that fourth wall potentially. They would be basically Deadpool movies but with other characters. Now, considering the massive success of Wolverine and Deadpool, it does seem that Kevin Feige is listening. And to be honest, why wouldn't you? Now, I am being told that nothing has been decided and that there's been a couple of pitch meetings, and Kevin Feige sort of said, no, but keep coming at me, keep hitting me with ideas. Very similarly to what we hear actually about the Wolverine Deadpool, sort of how that sort of progressed, that there was again 4, 5, 6, 7 pitches. Kevin Feige sort of said, no, but keep hitting me until they hit the Wolverine idea, and Hugh Jackman agreed. I do wonder if they try to drag Hugh Jackman back again. The jokes about him, he's going to be doing this till he's 70. I think Ryan Reynolds would be okay with it. And to be fair, I think Hugh Jackman would be okay with it if he got to do something like the Deadpool version, where, yes, he still gets to act, yes, he still gets to, do those serious moments, but he also gets to play with it, have comedy, and, maybe enjoy the role a little bit more, something that maybe he didn't do the first time round. So, would this universe within a universe work? I'm not sure. It has to be done really, really well. And if I have any criticisms about Deadpool and versus Wolverine, there was too much humour, too much breaking down the fourth wall. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. I've seen it at the cinema, obviously. I've seen it twice, actually, but I'm looking forward to seeing it again. But I am wondering whether it's a film that maybe won't have the legs, because all the fourth wall stuff and things and all the surprises that are in there won't be surprises anymore. And, will the humour hold up once you get past the sort of shock of the joke, if that makes sense? It's funny because it's shocking and because you sort of go, oh, I can't believe they did that. But once you know it's coming, I'm not so sure it'll be as good. I still love the first two Deadpool movies, though, so fingers crossed it has legs to sort of live beyond the first couple of viewings. A wider universe, though, I'm not sure how you do a Blade movie in that style. Because Blade would have to be sort of the dry part of the joke sort of thing. He wouldn't, his character wasn't really in on the joke in the first movie, in the last movie, and I'm not so sure. But saying that, there was humour in the first three Blade movies. And there is stuff they can joke about, and they can poke fun at maybe Blade Trinity and things like that as well. So maybe a tongue-in-cheek movie, maybe not an out-and-out comedy like Deadpool Wolverine, but something a bit tongue-in-cheek. Gambit, on the other hand, they really have to sort of go all out on that. They have to sort of really lean into the ridiculous, particularly if they're going to have him in that, that comic book style outfit again, like they did in the film. And because he did look almost, I'm going to say silly, he looked a little silly in the Wolverine movie. So if they're going to do that, I think they might have to sort of lean into the ridiculous a little bit. And they're going to have to make it an out-and-out, balls-out comedy like classic comic book movie. I could see a Gambit Deadpool movie, basically, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure I could see a standalone Gambit movie. But doing it like this and having these characters in sort of a Deadpool-verse movie might be the actually only way to really do it. Because I can't see these characters going sort of like fully into the MCU. Blade, fighting vampires, etc. I don't see how that fits into the wider MCU. That's not sort of the storyline that can sort of lock in with other storylines, particularly with the sort of mutant stuff coming through and happening. I could see how Gambit would, but not the Channing Tatum version of it. It would have to be something that was toned down a little bit, I think. Something that MCU normally do really well. But if it was within a Deadpool-verse, almost like standalone within the MCU, but not, that could work. But let's see what happens in the coming months. At the end of the day, Ryan Reynolds has a lot of weight now with the MCU. He's not just done one successful movie, he's done 3. And there were questions about this film being the first one under the full-blown Disney banner, or whether it would work. And, well, the Deadpool Wolverine was a massive success, but more importantly, a massive financial success. So, yeah, I think that just carries more weight. And now it's under Disney, and they have the financial might to really do whatever the hell they want. Yeah. I mean, the fourth quarter results came out for Disney yesterday, and they've had a massive turnaround. They've had an increase in subs on Disney Plus, and they've actually gone back into really successful profit. They've had a very, very good year after a couple of not so great ones. So, and actually, if you read the business reports, it is very firmly put down to the success of Deadpool. So, and a couple of other projects, but Deadpool in particular. So, yeah, he's kind of saved the MCU. I think we'll be seeing more jokes about that in the future as well. But guys, get into the comments and tell me what you think. Is this a project that interests you? Would you like this verse within a verse? A sort of like Deadpool-verse? Is that something that sounds right? And would these characters fit into it? Get into the comments and tell me exactly what you think. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go to patreon.com/sidetrack where most of our new videos do premiere first and you get to see them without the adverts. As always, please stay safe and I'll see you next time.